Season 11 of Overwatch 2 is just over 2 weeks away. What can we expect from this non-hero season, and when does it start? Let's have a look. Season 11 is approaching, so it's time to wake up Nostradamuses and see what we can expect. First off, this is an odd number season, so do not expect to see a new hero this season. Although, that is not 100% correct, but I'll come back to that later in the video. Let's start out with the obvious stuff, like the theme for this season. Well, obvious. You know, trying to predict the theme for a season has become a lot like trying to predict the weather. We all know what the options are, but I'll only be able to tell you for certain once it's actually happening. Or we get a trailer. In any case, back at BlizzCon, Aaron Keller, the game director for Overwatch, teased 4 themes that were going to be for the seasons that are coming in 2024. We already had 2 of those 4 options, the Eldritch Horror theme and the Mirrored Universe, which were in order the 2 themes I was looking forward to the most. So if they keep up with my ranking, the next theme is going to be Egyptian mythology. But I do think that they'll keep the witches and wizards thing for after the summer. That sounds more of a Halloween theme. Season 11, however, could still be something very, very different that we have not heard about before, because we are still getting 3 to 4 seasons this year, depending on how long they last. Yet, there was a hint towards the Egyptian mythology. I'll come back to that hint in a second. Let's focus on the Mythic skin next, which is a popular question every single season. And up till Season 10, the role for which the Mythic skin would be was rather easy to predict. Now it's getting slightly more difficult. If I had to take a guess, I would say that there's a 70% chance that it is going to be a DPS, since they have been waiting the longest to get a new Mythic skin, and they also have the most heroes on the roster. There's a 29.5% that it is going to be a tank, and a 0.5% that Blizzard wants to set the community on fire by giving it to another support hero. That would be such a bad idea. But which DPS hero? Again, if I had to take a bet, I would go for an Overwatch 2 DPS hero because, yeah, with the other roles we got a nice mix of Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 heroes, but for DPS that is different. The thing is, there's only 2 DPS heroes that actually were added in Overwatch 2, Sojourn and Venture. However, Venture is pretty new on the roster. I don't think they're going to get the Mythic skin, that is not likely. So it's either going to be Sojourn or someone completely different. They could give it to an OG hero. At this point, it is hard to predict. For instance, I never expected him to give the Mirror Universe Mythic skin to Mercy. Well, I also think that we're going to see new Mythic cosmetics in Season 11 for the first time. Season 10 is where they installed the Mythic store, the Mythic currency, so Season 11 could be the moment where they introduce new types of items. I actually made a video about what these items could be, I'll link it below. Now these new items to the Mythic shop could also hail a new phase in the rework of the Battle Pass. I don't know if the removal of the hero and adding the Mythic currency was as far as they were thinking of going with the new Battle Pass. I sure hope not. I do think there's a lot of other stuff that they can't change. And same goes for the premium shop, by the way. We'll see. Alright, let me get back to that Egyptian theme for a second. Season 11 could be the moment that they release the Clash mode. When I'm recording this video, which is a week before I leave on my holiday, it was not confirmed yet if Clash was going to be released in Season 11 or later. If this should have changed by the time we publish this video, my editor will put a little bit of text right there. Thank you, Pieter. Now, there are reasons to believe that the second map for the Clash mode is going to be a reworked Anubis. I discussed this in a previous video. Again, I'll link it below. But if that was the case, if Anubis is going to be the second Clash map, Egyptian mythology would be a great fit for the seasonal theme, right? By the way, I also made a video on what these cosmetics, the Egyptian theme, could look like. Yeah, I make a lot of videos, guys. It's getting slightly problematic, but you know, it's a job. I'll also link it below. In any case, for Season 11, the chances of the Clash mode dropping are rather high, and that will include Hanawaka map and that second map, whatever it is. On top of that, we're also getting a new push map, Runasapi, which is set in Peru and is the hometown of Iyari. So we can expect that map to be drenched in Iyari lore. You can expect a video on that lore right after release. And I'll also be doing a tour of Colosseo, because that push map is getting a rework in Season 11. This has already hinted at some of the stuff that they'll be doing. For instance, they're going to be removing the glass wall in the arcade and the gallery. And they wanted to optimize the higher and lower ground at those loopy points at both sides. I mean, we'll get more details as we get closer. Now, they do have more reworks planned for other maps, but those will be coming in Season 12 and beyond. There's even going to be a season where they do a ton of reworks, which I think is going to be Season 13. The release of the Runasapi map is probably going to include a limited time event. These big map releases always do. And hopefully we'll get a nice Iyari skin as a reward for that event. Fingers crossed. Besides that event, we can also expect an event that is tied into the seasonal theme, whatever that will be. And the summer games are most likely coming back in Season 11. So that means the return of Lucio Ball, Winston Volleyball, and hopefully we'll get a new mode, like Moira Badminton. I don't know. If you have any ideas for game modes that they can do during the summer games, let me know in the comments below. And beyond that, we can expect a lot more tuning, especially after the big tank changes they did recently. Yeah, they're probably going to iterate on that. And you know, we're still waiting for that Cassidy rework. We know that the Reaper rework was pushed back because it turned out it wasn't as simple as they had hoped. But I do think Cassidy might be coming soon. I also expect more tuning to the competitive mode, to the UI, to other systems. They already confirmed that they'll be upgrading the player protection systems. Like there's going to be a new report system, there's going to be endorsement changes, and plenty more. Maybe we'll also get a new quick play hacked. I know a lot of people are not too fond of those, but personally, I kind of like them. They kind of challenge us. They help to keep this game fresh. Now, something that almost everybody is going to like is that we can expect a test event during Season 11 for the Season 12 hero, Space Ranger, a new support hero, and I can't wait. I really am ready to try a new support hero. My guess is that this will happen somewhere near the end of July, which will be here before we know it. However, for now, that was it. A huge thank you to my patrons. I could not make these videos without you guys. You have my eternal gratitude. If you have a few minutes left, make sure to check out this video. Click it. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.